Merry Christmas. I'm Grant Cohn. I cover the 49ers for the Santa Rosa Press Democrat and Associated Press. Thanks for taking some time out of your holiday to hang out with me, even though you might not be Jewish. I'm Jewish. I still celebrated the holiday. This is my Christmas slash Hanukkah short. I celebrate both. My mom's Catholic, my dad's Jewish, my wife is Hindi. So we do it all. Thank you for watching with me. I'm going to give you a quick in and out today. Not too many plays. Usually I come in with like 45 or 50 after a game because I'm very excited. Today I'm doing 21. I'm trying to be a better editor. I'm doing Robert Saleh's adjustments, what he did to counter Sean McVay's brilliant game plan because Saleh was on his heels the first quarter, first half. What he did to adjust, his biggest mistake of the game. And I say this feeling like I have more respect for Robert Saleh after this game than before it. He's working with half a deck of cards, and he's really, really making excellent adjustments. His adjustments, his mistakes, Kyle Shanahan's best plays, Shanahan's worst play, good Jimmy, bad Jimmy, stock up, stock down. But first I want to start with the final play, the big play. Emmanuel Sanders' catch, it won the game for the 49ers. He was wide open. How did that happen? I'm going to get through that real quick, and then we're going to go to
Saleh. Let's check it out. This is it. This is 3rd and 16 from the 31. Let's identify what the coverage is. That's the key here. So here are your two safeties. This is man-to-man coverage. You see man-to-man, man-to-man, man-to-man. All these cornerbacks have their back to the quarterback, chasing wide receivers. Two safeties over the top. Look at Eric Weddle. He's a Pro Bowl veteran playing it correctly. He's over the top of the outside receiver, basically double covering this guy. Bourne is man-to-man. This is where Kyle Shanahan drew up the play to go. This is where Jimmy Garoppolo would expect to go. This is where he went on the previous 3rd and 16. This is the second 3rd and 16. But Taylor Rapp over here, the rookie, just totally overruns the play. I mean, he just looks like he's running off the field. He just doesn't stop. Who are you covering over there? How did you get that far outside the numbers? Just compare him to Weddle, who's older and not as athletic, but doing the right thing. Weddle is inside the numbers, over the top of the wide receiver. Rapp should be right here as well. If he were right there, Garoppolo couldn't throw the deep pass. What would happen? He'd have to throw to Bourne, who's not open. He could check it down over here. I mean, maybe the Niners don't win this game if Taylor Rapp doesn't run off the field. But good for Jimmy Garoppolo to see the entire field, recognize an open receiver, and hit him. I have no idea what Taylor Rapp thought he was doing. How do you end up this close to the sideline when you're not supposed to? Again, look at Weddle. Inside the numbers. Rapp goes all the way outside the numbers. A confused rookie. Now, one more thing. Jalen Ramsey, I don't know what kind of technique this is over here. Notice this guy is trying to push the wide receiver out towards the sideline. That's how you're supposed to do it. Ramsey lets the wide receiver run right by him on the inside, almost like he's trying to bait the throw over there, give up extra separation, and then get the throw. Well, you got it. And you were trusting your rookie safety to help you out over the top. Well, he made a mistake, but you made a mistake trusting him. It's like that scene in Animal House. Oh, you screwed up. You trusted me. It was an important lesson for Flounder to learn. On this play, Jalen Ramsey was Flounder, if you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the road trip in Animal House, of course. Now let's go to Robert Saleh's adjustments. What happened? McVay had a superior game plan. McVay is actually really good. He comes out. This is what happened. Let's do it from the beginning. It's a chess. I like following the chess match of a football game of two excellent coordinators. Robert Saleh wants to stop the run. He's got 8 defenders in the box. He sees the Rams as a run-first team. He's not going to let them beat them running the ball. It's the same philosophy that Bill Belichick had in the Super Bowl. Take away the run game, make them pass. Well, you know how that worked out, but I'll show you in slow motion. Nick Bosa, unblocked, totally sold out to get the running back, doesn't realize until now that the quarterback still has the ball. So Nick Bosa screws up, but it's not that he really screws up. This is what Robert Saleh told him to do. This is the game plan. Take out the running back. Everyone, eyes on the running back. Do not let Todd Gurley beat us. So Nick Bosa, following the game plan, eyes on the running back, does not respect the bootleg. Also, right here, this is Azeez Al-Shaair. He has to pick up 83 running this underneath crossing route. If he hesitates at all in the play fake, he's going to get beat. Does he hesitate? Let's check it out. Here's Al-Shaair. He's going left. Here's 83 going this way. Just a brief hesitation. Now he's behind 83. 83 is going to catch the ball. That's Josh Reynolds. Turn up field. Beat Al-Shaair to the corner. Gain about 25. Now, that's a tough assignment for Al-Shaair. Nick Bosa's doing what he's been told to do. Really, the Niners defense was not put in position to succeed against this particular game plan, which is something the Rams had never done. They went against their tendencies. They showed something completely new, and the Niners weren't prepared for it. Credit to Sean McVay. This is what he was doing, and he was doing it to both sides, not just Bosa, but also to Armstead and Marcel Harris. You see, he's really attacking these two defensive ends and these two outside linebackers, strong safety and outside linebacker. You leave this guy unblocked, you come back around, and you make him cover a wide receiver on a crossing route. Or you could do the same thing over here. Leave him unblocked, bootleg around him, and make this strong safety cover a wide receiver on a crossing route. They did that over and over in the first quarter, and Robert Saleh didn't have an answer, but he adjusted in the second quarter. Let's show you. 8:36. So here we go. Here's the adjustment. I mean, you understand Robert Saleh selling out to stop the run because that's what the Rams were the last 3 years, a run-first team. But now Todd Gurley's kind of like a decoy, almost like how the Niners use Tevin Coleman. He's not the focal point of their offense anymore. They used him as a decoy most of the game, and Robert Saleh adjusted quicker than you gave him credit for. Most people were thinking, hey, he made his adjustment in the second half. How about a little earlier? They gave up 21 points in the first half. Well, if you notice, most of the bootleg completions came in the first quarter. This is the second quarter, 8:36, and now you see Nick Bosa running straight to the quarterback. He's not worried about Todd Gurley anymore. Here's Gurley. Here's Bosa running right into him, but he's blocking. Anyway, Bosa running straight to the quarterback. Armstead running straight to the quarterback. Saleh's made the adjustment and said, guys, they're killing us with the bootlegs. We'll let them get whatever they get on the ground. Let's take away the bootleg. So what does Sean McVay do? He adjusts to Robert Saleh's adjustment. He anticipated a few things. He's terrific. He anticipated that Robert Saleh would come out to stop the run. That's what everyone does to stop the Rams. I'm surprised McVay hasn't made this adjustment sooner, but he anticipated a defense selling out to stop the run and countered that with the bootlegs. Then he anticipated Saleh's adjustment of taking his defensive ends and having them sell out to stop the quarterback on the bootleg and disregard the running back. He anticipated that adjustment and countered with the screen game. He can't roll out his quarterback anymore. The defensive ends are caging him in. But Eric Armstead over here, so focused on the quarterback now, not the running back, that he jumps to the outside like he's a pass rusher, totally disregards 89, their big play tight end, and gives up the screen. An undisciplined play, over-aggressive to get to the quarterback. You got three guys underneath the screen here, all four, over-eager to get to the quarterback. So Robert Saleh's adjustment didn't work because McVay countered it at the exact right time. And this was the second quarter. A lot of screen passes, not many bootlegs, and the Niners defense taking it, not struggling, but adjusting over the course of the second quarter. So one more adjustment from Robert Saleh. What did he do? Third quarter. Let's get to the third quarter after halftime now. Okay, we're going 9:40. So he took away the bootlegs in after the first quarter. What does he do now with the screens? Because he needed to take away both the screens and the bootlegs. Those were the two things that were beating the Niners defense, nothing else. The Rams' run game didn't matter. Their drop-back passing game didn't matter. It was just the deceptive play-action bootlegs and the screens. So here, play action. He's going to roll back to the right. This time, Robert Saleh has his, this is a brilliant adjustment. He has his strong safety on the line of scrimmage. Got 5 on the line instead of 4. The strong safety comes around, anticipates this underneath crossing route that burned him for a 25-yard gain earlier, and just mugs him. That's not pass interference. The guy's behind the line of scrimmage. You're allowed to do that. So you take care of him, who's a big threat on this play. You got Nick Bosa running straight at the quarterback, putting pressure on him. You got, what else we got? We got Robert Woods running a deep over route, double covered by Dre Greenlaw and Ahkello Witherspoon. Truly triple covered with Jimmy Ward over here. You got Higbee running this corner route. Starts here. Looks like he's blocking. Bosa lets him go by. Runs upfield. Goes in this corner route. Sherman comes all the way across the field and picks him up. Azeez Al-Shaair takes Todd Gurley in the flat. No one's open. There's pressure. Jared Goff has to throw the ball away. I mean, this is Robert Saleh taking away, and I want to point out, so he took away the play-action bootleg, but there's a little screen kind of built into this play. This tight end right here, 82. He blocks, but then he turns around and gives a little check-down option, almost like a screen. Warner's right on him. They take away the bootleg. They take away the screen. They take away all the stuff the Rams did well in the first half. And they did it systematically over the course of 2 quarters. And by the time the third quarter started, all that stuff was irrelevant. Robert Saleh had adjusted. He's a really, really good coordinator. And Niner fans, every time that this defense gives up a touchdown, I'm getting tweets like, hey, man, what's up with your boy? He's not that good. Actually, he's not my boy. And he's doing a great job. This is some of his best work because earlier in the season, he had a deep, talented defense that he could kind of sit back and watch at times. Now he has to cover up for weaknesses constantly and adjust constantly during games, and he does it. It's terrific. But he made one big mistake. He would own up to it too. I'm going to show you it. Third quarter, 5-12. It was the touchdown to Cooper Kupp. I've talked about this on these breakdowns before. Defending a bunch set. A bunch formation. This is how the Saints lost to the 49ers on 4th and 1. The Niners went to a bunch like this, and the Saints tried to cover it man-to-man. You can't. This is a man-to-man beater. But here, Robert Saleh tries to cover it man-to-man and gives up a touchdown. What you notice, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 across the line. This is 3rd and 6. Normally, Robert Saleh wouldn't. I mean, he does blitz a lot on 3rd down, but normally he wouldn't have to. Earlier in the year, he could have had the option of just rushing 4, playing 7 in coverage, and generating pressure. But D Ford's out. This is Solomon Thomas. Their 4-man pass rush just isn't what it used to be. So Saleh's blitzing, and I think that's fair. I mean, there's the old adage, if you can't get home with 4, you got to bring 5. If you can't get home with 5, you got to bring 6. So it makes sense in that sense. But by blitzing here, you take Fred Warner, who could be here helping to cover the bunch set, and he could have been here. You could have had Jimmy Ward back here, and then you would have been in a really good position to cover these 3. You would have 4 covering 3. Basically, you would have had what you needed. Instead, Warner's blitzing, so now you have 3 covering 3. And what Saleh's going to do, if you only have 3 on 3, you're going to cover it man-to-man. So Ahkello Witherspoon here is covering Cooper Kupp man-to-man. He's in terrible position to cover the shallow crossing route. It's not really his fault. I mean, I really blasted Dennis Allen for making the same mistake with the game on the line. He has to go through bodies. He's really behind the play. He's back here. Cooper Kupp can just cut across over here, and Witherspoon's trailing almost immediately. Robert Saleh put Witherspoon in a bad position on this one. I'm not going to beat up Ahkello Witherspoon for giving up a shallow crossing route from a bunch formation when he's the outside cornerback. Defensive coordinator shouldn't put him in that position. And when the Niners review the game tape, they're not going to downgrade Ahkello Witherspoon too hard on this play. They're going to say, Saleh's going to say, Ahkello, sorry. I normally wouldn't put you in that position, but I needed to blitz. And I was hoping that the pressure would get there and you wouldn't have to cover this shallow crossing route too long. And it didn't. Really, this is my fault and the fault of the pass rush not generating any pressure. I mean, look at this. This is a whole lot of nothing right here. What's Bosa doing? getting double teamed, getting chipped, not getting there. I mean, it's just a tired defensive line with Solomon Thomas, who's not tired, but he just is hopeless, especially as an defensive end. So this was Saleh's biggest mistake, and it cost him 7 points in the second half. If it wasn't for this play, the Niners would have given up only 3 points in the second half and scored 7 with their defense. They really adjusted and shut down the Rams' offense entirely except for here. So a one-off play, Saleh will learn from it. But again, what could he have done better? I think you put Warner here where Jimmy Ward is. Put Jimmy Ward back here. And that way, you can play cover 4 box, which is K'Wan Williams takes whoever runs the shallow out route. Ahkello Witherspoon takes whoever runs the deep out route. Jimmy Ward takes whoever runs the deep in. And Fred Warner takes whoever runs the shallow cross. So instead of having Ahkello Witherspoon try to catch up to Cooper Kupp from behind on a shallow crossing route, you have Warner right here anticipating it in front of it with a head start. That's how you stop a bunch set. Or you could do other forms of zone defense I'm not going to get into right now, but Saleh knows this. He calls it all the time, and if you'd ask him, he said he should have probably called it here. I understand. He felt, I got to generate pressure. I'm kind of in a damned if I do, damned if I don't situation. I get that, but still, that's not on Ahkello Witherspoon. I want to make that clear. He actually played a lot better than I thought when I watched the game live. I thought he was playing terrible. Really, his bad moments were him getting put in very difficult situations that Saleh doesn't put any of his other corners in, including Richard Sherman, which tells you what the Niners think of Ahkello Witherspoon. They really believe in him and trust him. Maybe too much. All right, let's get to Shanahan's best plays. Go to fourth quarter, 8:54. It always amazes me how Kyle Shanahan can scheme up plays to get George Kittle wide open. He's the best player on your team, certainly on your offense. And there's a couple of times a game where he's just wide open. It's like defense. You know that's the guy you got to stop. How are you going to let this happen? Anyway, what I like about this, he's under center. We're seeing less and less of Jimmy Garoppolo under center, and I don't understand why. Because this is how the Niners offense was so good earlier in the season. 2 tight ends, a fullback, muscle up, play action, run the ball down teams' throats. Now they're doing a lot of shotgun. I'm going to get to that in a minute, but this is classic Shanahan Niners offense. 2 tight ends right here. And what I like is you get Kittle outside, but watch how they sneak him inside the Levine Toilolo right there. I think that's Toilolo. And the defense just loses sight of him. 24 lets him go by. 31 lets him go by. Eric Weddle's not looking at him. This guy, 51. I mean, you got 6 guys not even looking at him. Disregarding the best player on the offense running right through the middle of the defense. That's amazing from Kyle Shanahan. Other coaches look at that and they're like, wow. I guarantee you see other teams stealing that concept. Just bringing the tight end right in here. If it can get the best tight end in the league wide open, it can work for your tight end at University of Southern Miss or wherever, University of Nevada, wherever you're trying to generate some big plays. Offensive coordinators out there watching my film breakdown. One more from Shanahan that I really liked. Second quarter, 2:13. This was one of the runs. This was a touchdown. Here we go. So I was talking about the shotgun. It's a little puzzling. We see it a lot. This is some of the best of the Niners offense from the shotgun. You got Raheem Mostert and Deebo Samuel in the backfield. No Kyle Juszczyk. It seems like they're not using him quite as much as they did earlier in the season. Maybe he's still injured. That would make sense. Playing through something, came back quick. Who knows? Now you see they're using Deebo Samuel as a running back a lot, and it's interesting. Earlier in the game, they gave him a pitch. They lined him up out wide receiver, had him run an end around, and gave him a pitch like a running back. That was cool, but this was the touchdown. And I want to show you the blocking, first of all, because the blocking was the best part. 99, the most aggressive defensive lineman in the league, the quickest, most powerful defensive lineman in the league. They're not even going to try to block him. They're going to let him blow right by, and they're going to hit him from the side with a running back, a wham play. I like that. Let him get all the way into the backfield. You're not going to hit him with any of these linemen to the side because he's too quick. He's going to get right in the backfield, but hit him. I mean, 74 misses, of course. 99 is just too quick. But 31's going to get him. Knocks him out of the play. Excellent block by Raheem Mostert. Makes the play work. And then you have a wide receiver who is very, very fast with the ball in his hands. Deebo Samuel. They're giving him like 2 or 3 carries per game, and he deserves it. I think right now he's a better running back than wide receiver, and he's not a bad wide receiver. I would compare him to Cordell Patterson. He's a better wide receiver than Cordell Patterson. Maybe not quite the runner that Cordell Patterson is, but very similar in both cases. A very, very intriguing player with a broad skill set that creative coaches like Kyle Shanahan can use in different ways. It seems like he has a new way to use Deebo as particularly a running back every week, and it's fun to watch. Now I want to show you Kyle Shanahan's worst play. It happened early, and it's really it's a philosophical thing. I could show you the first play of the game, but I'll show you real quick the first play of the game, what they came out in. And then I'm going to get to this play. This is the third play. So this is first play of the game, 1st and 10 in the red zone. We got shotgun. Here's Kyle Juszczyk, but he's motioning out to tight end. What is this? This is not the Niners' base offense. It's the same critique I had of their game against the Ravens. Why are you abandoning your offense? Why are you going to something else? Shotgun, no play action, no rollout, just a straight drop back. Now, this is a gain of 9. It works. But, again, it's like you're conceding your own offensive identity and saying it's not going to work this week. We got to go to something else. We got to go to offense B. And offense B has been a lot of this. Shotgun, Tevin Coleman in the backfield, not a lot of motion, no play action, no rollout. Maybe this is what Jimmy Garoppolo likes. It's kind of what Tom Brady does. A lot of shotgun, quick passes, 3-step drop. But it's not the Kyle Shanahan offense. It's not what they were doing the first 8 weeks of the year. That was a lot of under-center play action, deep drops, rollouts. Maybe it's because Kyle Shanahan is really enticed by his new wide receivers and likes putting them on the field at the same time. Or maybe he's not trusting the pass protection right now. And who knows? He wants to get the ball out quick. But what I notice here, third play of the game, inside the 10-yard line, what we got? So right away, I'm not feeling the identity of this offense in the first play. You go into this shotgun Tevin Coleman offense. That's not your best personnel grouping. You should have Juszczyk on the field in an I formation, but you do have 2 tight ends here. What you want to notice is they're going to leave Aaron Donald unblocked. I just praised them for leaving Aaron Donald unblocked before, but they blocked him with the running back. Here, they're going to have 60, Daniel Brunskill, who's lined up in front of Donald, pull, and they're going to try to crunch him with McGlinchey and Garland right here. Good luck. Donald is too quick. Neither of them can really get him. And what happens is Garland is so freaked out that he has to snap the ball and get over and pick up Donald. The snap is terrible. It never gets off the ground. It's a one-hopper to Garoppolo, who just picks the ball up and falls down. The Niners are lucky that Garoppolo got this ball. They're lucky something worse didn't happen. You can't expect Ben Garland to snap the ball and then jump over a gap and pick up the quickest, best defensive lineman in the league. That's your backup center. I mean, maybe this play worked on paper, but it's never going to work in reality. So that one was just really strange to me. But this was early in the game. Shanahan adjusted, didn't make this mistake again. My main issue more is philosophical. Why is this the new identity of the offense? Why does Shanahan think it's necessary to go shotgun so much and take away the play action and the bootlegs? Because that's what made the offense so dangerous earlier. Good Jimmy. All right, let's go a little bit quicker. I'm already 25 minutes in. Good Jimmy, 5:52:53. 5:43. All right. Here. Good Jimmy, 3rd and 10. This is usually when you see good Jimmy. So the first read is Sanders on the left. He's going to be open. When Garoppolo's first read is open and he has time in the pocket, even if he doesn't have time, if his first read is open, he's pretty good. So we got Sanders right here. Garoppolo's looking at him all the way. Breaks open, anticipates the opening, throws into a tight window. It's a dime. Now he's looking at him the whole way. Still leads him. tight window, good accuracy, hell of a throw. 3rd and 10. Big time conversion. There's a lot of 49ers quarterbacks who wouldn't have had the guts to even throw that pass on 3rd and 10. You know who I'm talking about. Alex Smith. All right, 432. Another good Jimmy. This time it's 2nd and 5 at the Rams 45. First read is going to be Samuel running a slant on the left, and he's not going to be open. And Jimmy Garoppolo, you can see him looking at him, actually goes to his second read, calmly, hits Kittle over the middle, in stride, big play. Most of Jimmy Garoppolo's best plays come on his first read. When he has to go to his second read, a lot of times, so it's when the sacks or the interceptions come. That was really nice. Watch it one more time. Looks left, not there. Comes back to the middle, calm, sets his feet, in position to throw, hits Kittle perfectly in stride. If the pass had been a little bit behind him, they wouldn't have got the yards after the catch. Really nice throw, first down. Final good Jimmy, 4th quarter, clutch time. 1:57 left in the game. This was the first 3rd and 16. I already showed you the second 3rd and 16, and Garoppolo did a good job on that play, but that was mostly the safety just running off the field, having no idea what he was supposed to do. This one was, I thought, a more impressive play from Jimmy Garoppolo because the receiver wasn't wide open. 3rd and 16. If he doesn't get this play, the game probably goes to overtime or the Niners lose. 1:57 left. Hits Bourne over the middle, and give Bourne credit for not turning left. By spinning to the right, he picks up the first down. But let's watch Garoppolo from the end zone view. He's got to give Bourne time to get 16 yards down the field. It's a deep drop. He sees him. He's under pressure. He's backing up. It's kind of off his back foot, and the pass is perfect. He can't really transfer his weight. Snaps the throw out. Let's go frame by frame and check out the moment the ball leaves his hands. Look at that hand right there. I mean, there's no margin for error. The ball was almost tipped and knocked down. Instead, it's a perfect pass. Literally perfect, right between the numbers. Hits him in the face. Clutch throw. That was one of the best throws of Jimmy Garoppolo's career right there. He's money over the middle, 10 to 20 yards downfield. One of the best quarterbacks in the league at throwing that pass. Bad Jimmy. He made some appearances too. First quarter, 1:409. Interception. The second interception was a well-thrown ball that got tipped around. Not his fault. First one, though, was interesting. Kittle goes in motion. Jalen Ramsey follows him. It's looking like man-to-man coverage, but it's not going to be man-to-man coverage. It's going to be zone. So they're tricking Jimmy Garoppolo here, and he's prone to get tricked. This is 1st and 10. So it looks like man-to-man coverage. Ramsey follows Kittle. But it's going to actually be cover 3 with these 3 guys deep, 2 safeties in this corner. Jalen Ramsey's in the flat. This is what you call cover 3 cloud. 2 safeties in a corner deep, 1 corner in the flat. Anyway, it's cover 3. What you got to know is Garoppolo's looking left at Kittle. That's the first read. Ramsey sees it, and he puts himself right in position to take away the throw from Kittle. But he also leaves himself in position to take away the next read, which is interesting. Ramsey doesn't go too hard at Kittle, but just is right there. Sees Garoppolo look off of Kittle and now look over here. And Ramsey instantly reacts and drops. He baits the throw down the field. He makes Garoppolo think Kittle's covered, but he's not. Now Garoppolo looks deep. Ramsey reads it, picks him off. And Garoppolo leads Ramsey right to the play. Really, it's a great play by a great cornerback. Most corners can't do all of that. But he outsmarted Jimmy Garoppolo. Made him think Kittle's not open. And as soon as Garoppolo's eyes went down the field, so did Ramsey's. I mean, it was Kittle's second read. He didn't telegraph it all the way. Garoppolo's second read. He didn't telegraph it all the way. But he did lead the defender right to the ball. Interesting play. Can't throw that ball. Got to have more respect for Jalen Ramsey in that situation. Let's go to the third quarter now. Let's see. Third quarter, 4:22. This is a sack. He was sacked 6 times just in the second half. 0 times in the first half, 6 times in the second half. This time, we're talking 2nd and 15. To me, it seems like a progression right to left. Kittle first, then Bourne, then Samuel. Let's watch. Let's see what happens as he goes through the progression. Kittle here, looks right, not open, comes back to Bourne, doesn't like it, goes to Samuel, covered here, and doesn't know what to do, scrambles around, gets sacked. What I want to say is Jimmy Garoppolo, he's courageous, he's confident, he's daring. On a play like this where no one's open, and you've seen it, first read, second read. First of all, just watch his head. A little panicky to me. I mean, after the first read, he starts kind of, his head's like, oh, he goes, he looks right. That's fine. Now he goes left, looks back to right, now to left, back to right, now to left, now all the way to the left. This is what I saw from him a lot in training camp. I mean, after the first read, it's like, do you really know where you're going? Hold on. Yeah. Looks right, middle, back to right, back to middle, back to right, back to middle, back to left. I mean, what I want to say is, notice while he's doing all that sort of panicking around and not knowing where to go with the ball, Raheem Mostert comes free. Bourne's free. If you had a little bit better sense of where your check down guys are, particularly Mostert, you don't get sacked here. You can flip the ball over there and maybe gain 4 yards. But he's not in a position to throw the ball to his check down guy. He really never looks at his check. He rarely checks the ball down. And he gets sacked. To me, he held the ball a very long time. He had good pass protection. It held up long enough. Find your check down. Get rid of the ball. Don't take the sack. This one's on Jimmy Garoppolo. And a lot of his sacks are on him too. He didn't take these sacks his first year in 2017, but since then he's taken a lot of sacks. He needs to get rid of the ball quicker. Find his check down guy. That's part of what makes Drew Brees so tough to defend. Quick to his check down guy. Hard to sack him. Finally, fourth quarter, 58 seconds left. Right before the big throw. Here. Wait. No. 104 left. Okay. What we got? 2nd and 9. Rams rush 6. Only 2 receivers run vertical routes. These 2. Bourne runs this end around ghost motion thing here. The Rams are bringing 6. Garoppolo knows the ball has to come out quick. He sees there's only 2 vertical routes. He knows this. Neither one is open. I mean, he's got time in the pocket. That's a good pocket. He's got this guy deep and this guy right here. They're both covered. I mean, he's really covered. This guy's bracketed. There's a safety over the top. There's a corner trailing him. What are you looking at this point? Like, what are you looking at? You know that Sanders is running this corner route, and there's 2 guys waiting for it. He's not open. This guy's not open. You waited too long. You were like cheerleading for your wide receivers to break free. Instead of doing that, throw the ball right now to Kendrick Bourne. Right now. That's a nice little check down option. He gains 5 yards. Maybe he gains 10. Maybe he breaks a tackle. Maybe he only gains 2 yards. But he doesn't take the sack. It's a loss of 7. Could have lost the game for the Niners if Taylor Rapp hadn't run out of bounds on the next play. Big mistake. Kind of gets glossed over. But again, Jimmy, you got protection. You see these guys aren't open. You're only reading half the field. There's not 5 guys spread out. 2 guys in the same area. You see they're not open. Check it down right now. Also, you had Raheem Mostert over here. Bourne was open first. This is something correctable, and it's the next stage of his development. Checking the ball down. It's mature quarterback play. All right, stock up. Let's go to Ross Dwelly. This won't take too long. I really want to give Ross Dwelly his props. Fourth quarter, 7:23. because this was just a really clutch catch. Here. Oh, they're not going to show it? They don't have it? Hold on. Ross Tweley, 723. I know you got it. Okay. Here we go. What do we need to know about this play? 1st and 10. 4th quarter. Niners down 4. I mean, this was their touchdown drive. This was one of the most clutch plays of the game. Shotgun, empty backfield. Here's Dwelley right here. It's going to be cover 3. These 3 guys deep. Dwelley's going to run a seam route in between these 2 deep defenders. This guy's not going to run with him. Well, Clay Matthews is, but kind of half-heartedly. Creates just enough of an opening. And then let's watch Ross Dwelley, who gets like 1 catch a game, and he's ready for it. Look at that. Catches the ball away from his frame. That's clutch. And takes the hit and pops up immediately. Clutch player, excellent player. He needs to play more. More two tight end sets, more 22 personnel with 2 tight ends and 2 running backs. Get back to the old first half of the season Niners offense. This guy's a really good player. Probably will be a starter one day for another team making clutch catches like that. Now let's go to Kittle. Kittle here. All right. Kittle, where you at? 614. Here. This was the touchdown a couple of plays after Ross Dwelley's catch. Dwelley made this play possible. But what you need to see is he's double covered. Here's Kittle. Double covered by these 2 guys. Doesn't quit on the play. Runs all the way across the field. Maybe knowing that this safety here couldn't take him all the way. Would have to stop and come back and account for Kendrick Bourne because Kendrick Bourne was open and would have caught a touchdown pass running that dig route. So Kittle keeps working, doesn't quit on the play, runs all the way across the field. Now makes his cut inside down to the goal line. Just outruns this guy, outworks him. That's not really athleticism. That's just effort. And that's the best player on the offense. One of the lowest paid players on the offense. When your best player, who doesn't make a lot of money, gives that kind of effort, it's contagious. That's a leader. That's called leading by example. And it shows why the Niners play so hard, because he does. Great. It's one of the most impressive plays he's made all year, just because it was pure effort. Finally, Fred Warner. Real quick, because you know the play, but how do you not show it? It was so good. This was the turning point in the game. Rams controlled the game up until this point. 21-17. Right before halftime. What I like about it is Warner here. He's in man-to-man coverage on Malcolm Brown, but he keeps his eyes on Jared Goff the entire way and anticipates this throw over here because Goff, it's his check down. He's not going there right away. That's the last option. But Warner has his eyes on him the whole way, and that allows him to really anticipate this throw, jump the pass, pick it off, and return it for a touchdown. He's a really, really smart player. Every time you watch Fred Warner, it's not that he's the most athletic player on the team. He's not Patrick Willis athletically. He's just the smartest. He's always in the right position. He clearly does the most homework. He's like Richard Sherman. Great player. Really bright guy. Always one step ahead of the defense, of the offense. All right. Now, stock down. I'm not putting Witherspoon in the stock down section. I explained his issues. I'm going to put Dre Greenlaw in the stock down section, and I'll show you why. 4 more clips, guys, and then you can go back to your family, who you love dearly. I love them, too. I love you. Thanks for watching with me. 10:38. Greenlaw. Where is he? Right here. This is zone coverage. It's a play fake. Once he sees that it's not a run, he needs to drop. aggressively into this spot right here, especially when he sees this guy coming. He needs to defend this play, this route, this receiver. That's his responsibility, and he's late. 57, sees him, needs to cut him off and take that throw away, can't do it. A little too far to the outside. I mean, not a terrible play, he's a rookie. But this is where you see the loss of Quan Alexander. Quan Alexander makes that play. Quan Alexander breaks up that pass, maybe even intercepts it. Quan Alexander was their best underneath cover guy. And he made plays all the time in situations like this. Zone coverage, the guys running at you, beat him to the spot. Greenlaw's not quite there yet. He's a little bit of a liability in coverage. Good run defender, though. I got one more just to show you that I'm not nitpicking. Right after that, 7-12. Here. One more for Greenlaw, and then I'm going to show you the last guy on the stock down. Okay. Watch it from over here. Right here. Man-to-man against Tyler Higbee. Higbee just gives a little shake to the outside, goes to the inside, crosses Greenlaw's face, catches the ball, and then takes Greenlaw for a ride for about 3-4 yards. Again, not terrible coverage, but Quan Alexander was better. You can see how Robert Saleh doesn't quite have the talent that he had earlier this year. He's working with a rookie here, going against one of the hottest tight ends in the league. Greenlaw does okay, just not good enough. If they had Quan Alexander, they would have done better. He could have broke this pass up, and really, in reality, in actuality, if it was Quan Alexander here man-to-man, I'm guessing Jared Goff wouldn't even looked at that matchup, would have looked elsewhere. Cooper Kupp over here, something like that. Teams are going to continue to go after Dre Greenlaw because he's just not the cover guy that Quan Alexander was, and he's not as good in coverage as Fred Warner. Final guy, Laken Tomlinson, who won the Niners award for their best offensive lineman last year, the McKittrick Award. He doesn't deserve it this year. He's really struggling this year. Show you here. Left guard. He's going to try to tap Donald right here and then get up and block 51. But he's just a little stiff. He's strong, but to me, he's stiff and not particularly mobile. You got to make this block. He doesn't really get either guy. I mean, he kind of just taps Aaron Donald here with one hand, misses him really, lunges. That's what happened. He lunges and misses Aaron Donald and has this little hop step 1, 2, and is out of position to get 51, who makes the tackle. So that's a no-gainer. That's Laken Tomlinson's fault. And then finally, third quarter, 8:41, one of the 6 sacks in the second half. Here. Let's see. Okay. Rams going to blitz. Or are they? They're going to do a little stunt looping action over here. And Laken Tomlinson really, really struggles picking up any blocker who isn't right in front of him. And in this case, he's going to miss 97 because these guys are coming around. 97 is the guy you got to block. 63 has him at first and tries to pass him off to 75 because 56 is coming around and 63 has to get him. 63 does a good job. That's Ben Garland, their backup center. Passes off 97, picks up 56, him and Brunskill. 63 does really the best he can. Pushes him out, picks up 56, these two. 75 has to have a little more awareness. He never sees what's happening right next to him. Totally surprised by 97 right here. Rock backwards, gives up a sack. Nothing Jimmy Garoppolo can do on that one. There's no check down option there. Coleman's covered. Tomlinson just has to do better. And I've always felt, strong player, good athlete, former first-round pick, plays with blinders on. How do you not see 97 there? 63 picked up 56. 63 had some awareness. 75 had none. So is the issue not having Weston Richburg? Possibly, but 63 did his job on this play. 60 did his job on this play. The two backups actually were terrific. The issue recently has been the starters, Staley, Tomlinson, and McGlinchey. All three of them gave up sacks in this game. So that's a good thing and a bad thing. The good thing is the backups are playing well. The bad thing is the starters have struggled, and pass protection could be an issue going forward. But the Niners won this game. They found a way to win. They seem to usually find ways to win. We'll see if they find a way to win next week in Seattle.
In the season finale. Thank you guys so much for watching me. In 45 minutes, I'm going to stop right there. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and Happy Kwanzaa. See you in a few days.